Yo, what's going on, man? This is your boy, Super Mario Man, and you are in the yo with your boy. Hey, today, man, we're going to be, just doing a little 1-2 step to the finish line with a beat here in Reason Studios to just kind of show you some techniques and tools that I use when I'm trying to get it to the finish line so we can take it off to Studio One for mixing, or Luna, or wherever else I use to mix stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get in here, and I'll just talk and just enjoy the breakdown of this beat and everything that we got going on with it. Let's go ahead and navigate into Reason Studios and see what we got, man. All right, here we are in Reason, and I was actually got the beat kind of taken care of, and everything like that for us, like the actual arrangement and everything. You can see here. Go ahead and zoom that out. We're just gonna kind of add a guitar in here and kind of clean up the drums and see what we're gonna do next, and see if it's ready for the finish line. All right, so I'm thinking about just going ahead and just adding this guitar part in here. This is what I kind of built for us, the little rig and everything. All right, cool. So that's what we got right there. To kind of break down what that is doing. Let's go over here to the rack window, and what we're utilizing is this right here, ample guitar, Stratocaster. And what I'm doing is utilizing the Electrum here that you can see here. This is from Muramusa Audio, but you can find it on United Plugins website. And it's just basically kind of like a guitar pedal board, if you want to think of it that way, or whatnot. But it's a guitar multi-effect plugin, and what we're utilizing is the amp, the cab, and the EQ that is in here. So what we want to do is just go ahead, and I kind of want to add a little bit of edge to it. It feels like it don't have a lot of edge to it. So what we're going to do is enable this distortion, and we can start with distortion right here, but it may be a little bit too much. Yeah, a little bit too much. We can bring the gain down a little bit. Yeah, buddy. So let's do like a clean boost to it. Cool deal. So that little clean boost, just a little bit. As you boost the this little module right here, when you boost that gain, it's kind of like preamp gain. You know what I'm saying? It's really gonna push that volume, and then you're pushing that volume into an amp, which is going to be another amplification stage. You got to kind of be careful with it. Now we can shape the tone of that boost. Like that right there. It's a little bit smoother. Let's go ahead and try it out in the track. So something like that. And then we got a little EQ to kind of add a little edge and take out some of that low end. Otherwise you'll have something like this. It'd be real thick. So to kind of round it off, we just kind of put that down just a little bit there. All right, cool deal. Now, the other effect that you're hearing with the reverbs and delays is this voodoo. This is from UJam, their effects finisher series, and stuff like that. For you could say guitars mostly. You have a lot of different effects and different variations or whatnot. Now, this one is a combination of some delay, some ambient reverb, and a little bit of distortion gain on the back end coming out of the this Electrum plugin right here, which again, it's just giving it a little bit more edge coming outside of the cap and everything like that. So that's why you have that real edgy sound. All right, cool deal. So we didn't want to make it too atmospheric, but you know what I'm saying, still give it a little bit of color. So let's go ahead and try to you know what I'm saying, add a nice little clip in here or whatnot. Let's go. Let's redo that. Cool deal. Go ahead and keep that. Now I have a synth in here from it's the Roland Jupiter 8 right there, and you know what I'm saying, we need to kind of get a nice little playing field between these two right here. Now I do have the Jupiter 8 pan to the left just a little bit on purpose for those obvious reasons, so I can make some separation in the stereo field. But let's try to get this guitar to fit in somewhere in the stereo spread. This sound right here is actually it's an instrument from G-Force called Axis. This is kind of deriving from I think this is a Korg synth. I want to say Korg Odyssey, if I'm not mistaken, or if not, it's the ARP Odyssey synth or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying, it's real cool, and I got it in there to give it kind of like that, just a wicked kind of type of vibe. Now, what I'm doing on this particular trick is that I am taking the reverb and I'm using that to spread the stereo field. All right, so if you look at the send, I'm sending out the signal to this reverb here in Reason, and what I'm doing is taking the effects return and I'm panning it right here. All right, so if you hear it again, if I turn off that send and just the instrument itself, you understand what I'm talking about. You hear most of the sound on your right hand side. All right, cool deal. And so now, what you're able to do is when you enable that effects send there, we can control the returned reverb signal and pan it. Kind of just give it a little stereo spread there. We can go extreme at about 10 o'clock, in between 9 and 10 o'clock. And then we can even raise up the return level to really kind of like exaggerate the return of the reverb and everything. All right, what we have accomplished now is just basically kind of like, a stereo spread on that particular sound. So let's hear it in the track. A little bit too much, so let's turn it down a little bit. Just a little subtle edge. All right, cool deal. So that's what we got there. The next thing I kind of want to check is, I think that's good right there. That's the sound that I started with. This is coming from Sound Select Workstation. I did a video on this a couple of years back. Shout out to B-Racks and stuff like that. Real cool plugin. It's got some killer sounds in there, by the way. And that was just my bed with the drums. All right, cool deal. I think that's gelling right there. Now the 808, what I did with the 808, just really kind of enhanced the glide. I don't think this 808 even had a glide on there, but this particular VST right here is 808 Bloodline VST from Angelic Vibes. Shout out to Angelic Vibes. I think that developer is out of Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't have a glide. It was just basically boom, 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 boom. So we added the glide on there just to kind of give it a nice smooth feel and to really add some thunder to that, man. We used filtered audio here. Basement really kind of took the cut off at about 172 and increased that strength real strong, and softened it up a little bit right here at about 88%, and then added a little bit more clarity, and then put it in mono. That way the bass is not, all the way, left and right. Is just centered up in the frequency spectrum there. So let's take a little here of that soloed. Ready? Now I'm gonna bypass it. Now this is how I sound bypass in the mix. Bring it back in. Cool deal. Now these two instruments right here, we really don't need those. So let's go ahead and get those out the way, because one drum machine that really, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's the MPC in digital form, and it is a monster. This is a speed drum right here, man. This thing is awesome, bro. You have a built-in browser. So I have my two sound libraries right here that is on my hard drive. I have those connected inside of this machine here, and what it does, it just navigates to those folders and finds subfolders, and we just pull sounds in, and you good to go. You get rid of that browser window. Boom, just like that, man. Everything syncs in here with the host, okay? So the host will be your DAW. So everything in here syncs. So regardless if you're doing delays, doing some sequencing here, which I'll talk about the sequence here a little bit later, delays, reverbs, and any other time-based effects or functions, dealing with speed drum, it'll sync with your DAW. Now we do have a kick. And what I did with the kick was is put a distortion effect on it, and then enhance the transient a little bit, because that distortion effect, it was a little bit soft. So this kick right here, it wouldn't have that knock if it wasn't for the transient being on. You know what I'm saying? So I put the transient on, boosted the attack just a little bit, and utilized the clipper type on here, soft clipper. The distortion, I kind of drove it a little bit. I didn't use the bit or the sample rate. I just used the wave shaper distortion and drove it just a little bit on the soft mode there. All right, cool deal. And that's basically it. That's all I did on it. Kind of adjust the volume. Bada bing, bada boom. Snare, I didn't do anything. The clap, yes, the clap, I had to definitely work on this clap, man. It was dry. It was dry. And just to give you a note, man, every time you click on a pad here, this is your whole pad effects section right here. So each pad has its own distortion, filter, compression, transient designing, humanized I like to say humanized performance, for as like, giving you random velocity, pitch, timing, and panning, and also sample start. You can also adjust your velocity as you play, and then you can even send two different signals to these two effect engines in the masters and send effects section at the bottom, so you get your choice of reverb and delay. If you need two reverbs, then boom, you got two different reverbs that you can design, or two different delays that you can design to take care of as well. You can choose those options right there. But it's really, really cool that each pad has all of this dedicated to each pad. Super dope, man. And guess what? It's light on the CPU too, man. And each pad also has its own dedication: re-trigger, one-shot mode, mute, solo, volume, pan, pitch. And you can group, let's say we want to take these two these two pads here, and we want to send it multi-out. We could do multi-out. We could do drum bus. It has it has 4 bus tracks in here. So you can really, really take care of everything in here. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to use an effect plug in or whatever, but you can cut some of these instruments. That way they cut off, and it's just really customizable, man. But getting back to the clap, that's the clap right there. We definitely had to add some distortion to it. I used a dirt type of drive and everything, and had to get those phones out the way. They was making too much noise. But get the dirt drive increased on there or whatnot, added a little bit of compression so we can kind of make it a little bit smoother and everything, and added a little bit of transient on there with a hard clipper. Did some humanizing on the velocity. That way every time I hit it, the velocity will change. And then right here, we can adjust the percentage of the velocity. It will not go past 50% on the velocity. And then right here, you can, make changes to the velocity, but we just left that alone. Added a little bit of reverb to the clap. And right here at the bottom, we just kind of cut this clap, about right there. Because if you bring out the whole sample and you play the track, didn't like that, didn't like how it sounded, so we cut it a little bit up, and here we are. Kind of gives it a little bit of trap feel right there, and it really abruptly, when you do cuts like this, it's gonna abruptly cut off, and that's where you take your release and just kind of just make it a little bit smoother. And just like that. All right. Now we do have this open hi-hat here, and I did something real cool with this one. I drove the humanized pan. That way it can kind of pan left and right by itself to the fullest, and everything like that. Added a little bit of distortion to that. Otherwise you would have had a clean hi-hat, and it's just really not exciting. It's kind of it's okay. You add the distortion to it. It's really, really cool. And then kind of use the EQ section. Yes, it has the EQ section on here too. Rolled off some of that low end, and then decrease some of the high end right here, and then send it to a delay. And that's what you're hearing with the delay. Backed off on the volume just a little bit and everything like that. Now the pans, the hi-hats, All right, so the hi-hats right here, we utilize these and, you know what I'm saying, did something a little bit different. I did not play these because this particular VST has a built-in sequencer. And the good thing about this built-in sequencer, it stops when you stop the track, okay? So if we're in Reason and we're playing this, you stop it, the sequencer stop. And this is so cool. So as long as you have this this particular drum VST up, you're good to go or whatnot. Now we're gonna solo these two sounds right here. So a little bit about this sequencer. It's very, very in depth, man. You can do a lot of different cool things with this sequencer. You can control all of your drums in here. You can copy each row of patterns, and let's say for instance I want to copy this row and put it on my hi-hat, you know what I'm saying, I could do so in here. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna put it right here. I'm gonna paste it right there, boom, just like that. So it's super dope, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's cold, man. All right, cool deal. And you can even adjust. So if I'm here and I'm doing some, you know, MIDI adding here, or adding the what I want to say, adding the performance to the sequence here. Uh-oh, did we just do something wrong? Oh yeah, we soloed those or whatnot. All right, cool. So if I want to mess with this, I could turn this up here, and then I could adjust the volume. So no matter where you go, you still have total control over your volume and pan. To kind of get it right as far as the volume is concerned. We can have that pan here. Now we can go back here and we can do something real funky with this one right here. So every time it plays on the sequencer, it'll kind of give it a type of situation there, or whatnot. Let's go back to the sequencer here. So basically what I did is you know, did a little pattern here and cut the notes right here and split. So if you want to take a note here, let's say for instance, we'll take this note here. That's one note. If you want to cut it in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however you want to do it, man. You have, I think, at least 8 different cuts on one MIDI note here, and you could decrease it, increase it however you want. It just depends on your tempo, and you can get some real good type of hi-hats or whatever the case may be. Now, what I did was copy this hi-hat here, paste it on pad 6. Then what I did was on pad 6, went to the pitch and just kind of, you know what I'm saying, just basically, I don't really need these right here. So let's play this again. So just really took those notes there and went to the pitch and kind of played with the pitch to give it like a little pitch up, man. Shout out to my boy Los, man, for always encouraging me to, man, you need to pitch those hi-hats. So that's what we doing, my boy. And stuff like that. So and then we got a little cut right there, and we got that sequence here. We'll get pan those hi-hats over here a little bit, and solo. Now that 808 is bumping, so I would like to get the 808 and the kick, you know, getting along with each other. So let's try to figure that out here real quick. Volumes down there, so we group those 2 pads by holding down control. We'll go to the mixer section and see if we can turn those down together. There we go. 808. It still needs to be sidechained, but we'll do that in the mixing software. All right, now you did see my PC jump for as the DSP down here in the bottom right corner here. So what we're gonna do is go out of the sequencer, because these rolling VSTs are known to be CPU hogs. So what we're gonna do is just kind of stretch this out another 4 bars. Go ahead and highlight these 2 MIDI clips on the rolling Jupiter 8. Go ahead and join those clips, and then we'll highlight that clip again, and then go ahead and bounce that in place. Now what's going to happen is just basically turn that MIDI track into audio, and that's one less thing my CPU has to worry about to process and everything like that, man. And I just elongated the loop, that way we have all the effect tails when the beat or the audio clip is stopped. You see what I'm saying? That way you have your effect tails when you're arranging the track out, and you just need to stop that clip where you can just let it go do its thing and still get the effect tails and everything like that. All right, cool deal, man. And what we can do now, I probably won't use the Jupiter anymore. We'll just go ahead and delete that tracking device. Booyah. And we're good to go, man. And now we can go ahead and hit play now. Now, one thing I do want to talk about with bounce into place. Now, it's several ways you can do this. You can bounce it into place and keep the dedicated volume that you had on the volume track before, or you could do this right here. I'm gonna show you guys another trick here. All right, we're gonna bring back that track that we deleted, right? All right, so what we're gonna do is just basically keep what we got here, unmute that clip there, and we'll go back to the mixer, right? And I'm gonna show you guys this right here. You could take the original track here, make it at 0, all right, and you can take the pan and put it at 0. So basically center everything out, all right, and then you can go back to the sequencer window and then bounce into play there. All right, let's do that again. All right, cool deal. So now you can look at it in a little bit more depth, and you can see that your track has a little bit more volume than this one right here, because otherwise you'd have to either boost up the clip or go into your mixer and turn up your input on the bounce clip right here in the input section. You have to turn that up in order to, get a little bit of gain staging, but you can eliminate all of that when you just zero out everything on the volume and put your panning there at 0. And then what we can do now is just really, delete this track right here and delete the original here. Delete that. Yes, sir. And then now we have full control over that particular audio file right there. All right, so now we can pan it the way we want to without having to worry about anything. And it sounds a whole lot better bounced. Cool, bring it back. All right, cool deal. And we'll go ahead and stop that. Or whatnot. So we basically got a guitar part in here. So let's play that one more time in sequence in the loop and take it off a block. All right, cool. So we got that going right there. All right, and we like what we just did and everything like that. Now, what I want to do is bounce the guitar. All right, I'm gonna show you something real cool. Now we're gonna take the same advice I told you guys about bouncing. We'll bring that up to 0 right here at center. I'm gonna keep the width where it is because I like where the width is, and we can just adjust the panning once we get the bounce file and everything like that. But what we're gonna do is just basically do that. Let's go ahead and get there, and we'll just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, highlight all of that, and then we'll do bounce into place. And what it'll do is everything that's highlighted is gonna bounce it into place, and boom, just like that, man. All right, and the tail of our audio that's bounced should be retained without having to have that loop marker back here or whatnot, and you can just stretch it out, and you can see that Reason does a very good job of making sure that it bounces all audio down to infinity and everything like that. So let's go ahead and fact check that, and you get all of that guitar goodness right there, man. All right, cool deal. So we basically have our loop. Now the cool part about bouncing guitars down in any DAW, you can well, let's just talk about Reason. The good thing about bouncing down guitars and Reason is once you bounce down your performance, you could delete all the other MIDI, okay, and then you got your bounce down guitar, right? And so you get your levels on that. All right, cool. So we have that right there. All right. And the good thing about it is we can play the original guitar that we have here and then do another part. That's the cool part about that. You know what I'm saying? I really, really like. All right. So let's go ahead and turn that volume down. So it's in playing level. Now what we can do is we can do certain changes, such as we can change it from middle bridge, and now we can go to Nick middle. And so you're basically changing how the guitar is being played. And also, I'm gonna put it on Nick. All right, now we can take off some of these plugins, so we can get rid of that, and we can focus only on this one. So if I want a clean tone, I can come from the mid gain effects and go to clean, and then choose something clean. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna try to incorporate that wall sound. All right, cool. So let's try to incorporate that wall sound in there. We don't need the voodoo effect anymore, so we can just go ahead and delete that effect. Get out of there, my boy. All right, cool deal. All right, cool deal. Now I did a video on the new note tool, and we're gonna go ahead and take advantage of that. All right, cool. So how we're playing that, we're gonna go ahead and just hit this plus button up here, do the note tool, and we're gonna take advantage of the velocity section here. I want it to be a little bit smooth, not so rough like. All right, cool. We want to kind of bring that down just a tad bit. A little bit more. And you can probably hear my fingers beating the hell out of this guitar. And we can bring it up a little bit. And if I want to cheat a little bit on the velocity, I like it where at 83. If I want to cheat and just give it a little bit more value, it'll add a little bit more edge. So I'm going to just add 10 more. Actually, just 7 more. really kind of keep it like a nice little, you know what I'm saying, rock and groove and stuff like that. We'll go back up to the electrum here and add a little bit more ambient. Let's play that. Yeah, that's rocking right there. Let's go ahead and turn up the volume just a tad bit. Alright, cool. So you kind of get the drift of what you can do with that one guitar. And let's go ahead, get some of that hunkiness out of there. Now what we could do now is really cool is we can add a little bit of reverb to that. Now even though it's going there, now we can use that or we can use another effect. Let's go ahead and try our luck with the Ripley delay here. But what I'm gonna do is not use the delay on the Ripley. We're actually gonna use the reverb. So we turn the delay engine off. Turn off the noise. And increase that. There we go. Could add a little delay to that, so let's turn the delay engine on. There we go. Just kind of play around with it, you know what I'm saying? See how that adds a little bit of movement? do is take the output gain and set everything at 0, dry wet at 100%, and we can really control our send level here. You hear the difference with it off and on. All right, cool deal. Bring that back in right there. Now we can add a little bit of sauce to those drums, and that's going to be the last process right here. Now we do have a send and master effect. I do have some compression here on top of that, just to kind of glue the drums together, but it's just kind of missing like some sauce, man. Now you could do a lot of different tricks for us, what you can add on here, but we're going to try to keep it a little bit simple. Let's kind of play around with something unorthodox. Let's go with the let's go with this Harrison drum flow plugin here. All right, and yeah, let's try playing around with this right here. All right, and let's get our size low. We may have to go a little bit larger. There we go. All right, cool. So let's try to get this sounding somewhat correct. All right, and may not even need anything. Yeah, I like that. It's subtle. What we can do is just kind of put like a clipper plug-in on here, and let's see what kind of clipper plug-in we want to put on here, man, to kind of just bring a little bit of razzle dazzle to this thing here, to really kind of make it, you know what I'm saying, just in that thing there, man. Let's go ahead and drag that into place. Come on, baby, why you don't want to? Let's see. close that. And let's see. Okay, there it is. All right, cool. We'll use this right here and see what it does. Let's scale this up a little bit, man. I can't see what's going on. I like this one. Oh, that's nice. So what this is doing is kind of just clipping those up. All right, that level is the driveway measure. So that's it without the plug-in. There it is. Now when you take it off, interesting. Let's bring it back. So that was it right there, man. Just kind of, getting into a finish line or whatnot. Didn't really want to mix it and stuff like that all the way, but just really kind of getting it to a point where you could just bring it into a DAW, do some more EQ tweaks and compression and kind of gelling everything together, and you should be good to go or whatnot. That's why I didn't want to do too much to the drums or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of keep it and save all the real good compression and EQ and everything like that in the DAW. But that's just kind of breakdown with this beat and reason. If you guys like this video and the metrics are good, we'll do more of these like what we just did now and try to shorten it up just a little bit. But you know what I'm saying, hopefully you guys enjoy this content, and also you subscribe to the channel, man. Catch our live streams and also our uploaded content as well, man. As always, man, y'all stay creative out there, man. Happy holidays and keep your head on a swivel, man. Until the next time, man, you've been in the yo with your boy Super Mario, man. We are out of here, man. Peace.